Hello everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to my replay of Bomberman 93 for the TurboGrafx 16. So I have cleared 4 out of the 6 planets in this game. Well, there's a 7th, in case you didn't know. So, Planet Surf, a swamp, the Cockle Twins. Hit them when they sink down to water level. So yeah, like it wasn't enough to deal with one boss, now they make you deal with 2 of them. Lots of fun incoming. Besides, if you remember, I don't have any sort of cool items such as the remote bomb or the no clay for blocks as well as for bombs. Remember, you lose all of those items when you die, which is unfortunate. I'm not gonna say unfair because I find it fair. Having the remote bomb is basically like breaking the game, not cheating the game. Because, again, the game gives you such resources. But yeah, you have to make them last for as long as you can in order to make a lot of progress without suffering that much. Because it is totally possible to beat all the levels without the remote bomb, but that will take a shit ton of time. So yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but there are a few changes in terms of the video quality because I'm using a different capture card. I'm basically testing this to see how it goes and everything. Actually, the last time or the previous part of Bomberman 94 was recorded like in May or something. So yeah, it's been a while. I was attempting to, or planning to get that uploaded, but I decided to put it off for a couple months, actually more than a couple months. So that's why, if I repeat myself saying or commenting certain things that I probably said in previous videos, you will understand why. I don't usually watch my old videos in order to basically recap. So yeah, I tend to repeat a lot of ideas and people wonder why. Like in general terms, I think I have a very good memory, but I usually repeat myself all the time. So yeah, surf planets, as you can see, water. Well, they say it was a swamp. I don't know if I mentioned this in previous episodes, but these spots in which you see a lot of squares, basically you are not allowed to set any bomb. Basically, those are strategic positions for you to place bombs in order to kill specific enemies that show up in that area. An extra bomb? Why not? Oh yeah, those blocks. You can rotate such blocks, but I usually don't like to interact with them because I can get myself trapped in the process. By the way, if you can realize I already got the item, remember there is only 1 item per level, but I'm looking for the famous door. At least I already had a good start. But honestly, I would love to have a remote bomb right now. Oh, at least it didn't take too long. Only 46 seconds left. E-2, remember this is organized by letters, not by numbers. So again, they don't let you put bombs in such spots full of squares, strategic positions for you to kill enemies if they're coming at you. So basically, this type of move forces you to... No, I'm not gonna get this because it got me killed already a few times in this playthrough. You probably didn't say that because there was a lot of editing. If you really would like to see the entire footage, you will see like half an hour of me dying in the exact same level. It happened in previous worlds, and of course, it's going to happen now. Do not expect anything different in that regard. So this is a different enemy. Looks pretty big, so it wouldn't be surprising if it takes 2 hits instead of 1. Wait, it made my bombs disappear. Ah, because it shoots things. I think one of the things he shot actually killed me. So, first editing of the session. Yeah, I've been dying in this level for you to get the idea for around 8 minutes now. That number will increase if I have to edit this out once again. But if not, you can be sure that this one attempt is the winner one. Spoilers! Yeah, here's the thing, I wouldn't mind show myself dying in Bomberman games in general if it was a short level. But since these levels are not short anymore, basically it's not a single screen, you have to do, there is some scrolling as you can see, sometimes horizontal, some other times vertical like in this level. So yeah, the levels tend to take easily 3 minutes. At least 3 minutes long each. You know, calculating enemy killing and the door search as well, which could take even longer than the level itself, than dealing with the enemies themselves in some occasions. That especially happens when I kill them super fast with a remote bomb. Well, this time there was no need to do further searching at all, which makes me happy. In fact, I'm smiling right now. Unfortunately, or I would say fortunately, you cannot see it. So yeah, this fucking Squidward motherfucking ass. Remember, I'm trying to not blow up the door, because you know what happens. Actually, this is a good position to deal with these guys. Squids, I mean. Remember, they shoot one thing? Yeah, it would be very ass if they make them explode with their whatever thing they shoot. Actually, in some Bomberman games, enemies that shoot whatever thing make the bomb explode. So yeah, the winner attempt. E-3 then. You cannot expect a lot of variety from these levels. Probably 1, maybe 2 new enemies at the very most. It was kind of strange that they feature the squids in just the second level of the world. Unless there is a more difficult enemy to deal with further in the planets. Oh yeah, I have many bombs. When I was a kid, actually, I loved to spam bombs, and they usually gave very good results. I see a different enemy. Yeah, that's like a chicken, he's already dead. So, actually I lost that habit, let's say, over the years playing Bomberman. Especially when I started recording back in 2008. Actually then, since then I've been playing a lot of Bomberman games. Well, in fact, this is a replay, as you know. But I've been playing Bomberman games for different systems, and in all of them I lost this habit of putting all the bombs that I have in like whatever position. Basically I put them all as I walk. But right now, for example, I can put up to like 5 or 6 bombs, and I put only 3. I try to... Okay, this is a good item. This is a good item, actually. So I make sure to put 2, 3 bombs, or calculate very well where to place those bombs, which some people would consider the very smart way of playing this game, but honestly, it's not as effective as I would like. But one reason why, or the main reason, if not the only one actually, the only reason why I don't put all the bombs together immediately as I walk is because I'm afraid of getting trapped in between a block and a bomb, which has happened to me like plethora of times. Halfway through, remember there are 7 real levels and 1 boss battle, so yeah. So I see this sort of mechanical chicken type of thing destroys the blocks just by touching them. That would be convenient actually for me in some way. Uh-oh. Remember, yeah, I destroyed the apple item. It's not the fact that I destroyed the apple that makes me sad. They just give you points, but it's basically releases enemies, as you can see. 2 or 3 enemies, so sometimes I'm not... Basically, like it happened earlier, when I was rejecting basically that item with multiple bombs that you can set only with one button. But yeah, the thing is, instead of avoiding it, I decided to destroy it. I completely forgot that releases more enemies, which could be very dangerous. So in the attempt of making yourself more comfortable by getting rid of that, you cause the opposite effect since you release more enemies. And that is not a good idea. Absolutely not. Now, one problem with the lack of blocks in this case, which was something that I was sort of encouraging earlier, is that enemies like this, which are or tend to be very fast, they can move freely throughout the place, and I actually need to get them trapped sometimes. Well, except if it is the kind of enemy that can go through blocks. There are plenty of those in this game. Well, in Bomberman games in general, I have to say. So this is like the typical Pac-Man looking type of guy that eats my bombs. No, apparently he didn't eat my bombs. That's weird. So it doesn't fulfill the task he's usually well known for. Well, item... Oh shit. This could be the beginning of something good. If we make it last. If we are intelligent enough not to lose it immediately. So let's do this. Yeah, I can go through blocks and I can use the remote bomb. Remember, the most difficult or the most, or the, you know, the biggest advantage of this remote bomb is that you can get rid of the most difficult enemies right away. So that gives me the time to explore the level in full detail, looking for the item or, well, in the door especially, since you are given the item location once you destroy all enemies, so it's not so much... Well, the door is already there. You know what I think it happened? Because I didn't destroy the block that was covering it. Basically, this chicken enemy must have revealed it off-screen, that is. That's the item. What would it be? No clip for... Oh my god, this is exactly where it was. Well, I wanted to say that that's the only item left for me to consider myself at full power. So it's official. 2 more actual levels before the boss battle. Remember, the level is basically 2 grafx or something like that. Twins. That was mentioned at the beginning. I mean, if it wasn't hard enough to deal with a single guy every time, now I have to deal with 2 of them together. So yeah, this confirms what I was telling before. This chicken enemy basically destroys the blocks with no firepower involved, of course. Already killed 2 squids, there are 2 more. So yeah, they featured this guy very early in the world, but now of course they make spam out of it. So imagine how long this would take. Probably, again, I would be able to beat the entire game maybe just with regular power without the remote bomb. But it would take probably not twice the time, thrice the time, 4 or 5 times the time to complete the game with limited resources. So is this the only one left? Only enemy left? Or... Yeah, I'm done. I need to look for the door. But I have around 2.5 minutes in order to do that, so come on. So what is the item this time? Again, I don't really need much. I think I got a heart earlier too. Firepower, I think I'm gonna take this because I don't think I'm at full power. It's hard to tell when you are at full power, especially since the levels are bigger, so it doesn't really cover the whole screen. Oh, that was cool. Very convenient. Okay, one more level before the boss battle. That was an accident, because I totally wanted to pick up the bomb. I don't know how many I have. I don't think this is the right moment for me to try to find out. I've done that basically when there are no enemies around. Nice, I already found the door. Quick enough. Triple kill. Actually, I wanted to make it explore before. Wow, this guy is smart. Okay. He doesn't eat the bombs, but he totally follows your position, so... At least when you are nearby. Oh, hello. Okay, here's one thing to explain. Actually, I could have explained it before in the previous 4 parts. No, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you are given a second item in the level, but usually that item is given like right away at the beginning of the level. I mean, in the sense that there is no block involved. Sometimes there is. But the thing is, once you beat the level, or once you beat all enemies, the level itself doesn't reveal what this second hidden item is. Like it happened early on this episode, actually, when I got the heart. The heart is not the actual item that you are provided in the level. Like it happened with, for example, this pineapple or this apple, as well as the extra life. It wasn't the actual item. I think it wasn't. Yeah, because in the previous level, the bomb was the actual item, but it got destroyed. So yeah, here we have the twins. I have to attack them whenever they go down, like the one at the bottom did, but basically I'm focusing right now on the one at the top, so that's why it's not really working out. One guy at a time I think would be a good idea, because, I mean, do I have enough firepower in order to try to place this in the middle? Yeah. I think I already found a good spot, or a good row, basically, to try this out. And of course, they had to release their babies. You know, I'm not a big fan of babies in video games. Yeah, the thing is, I wasn't having a really hard time dealing with the bosses alone. And not even because of the remote bomb. It's because their attacks weren't really harmful or dangerous. You were able to predict them. Okay, that was super close. I was out of space. But definitely these fucking babies are giving me most trouble here. There you go, double kill. I was kind of lucky because I was getting surrounded by these enemies. So yeah, that was the end of World or Planet E, Surf. And of course, we end up befriending the boss and apparently the baby as well. So yeah, I'm done for the time being, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you for watching. Next time, of course, we're going to focus on the last world from the 6 disputed planets. Icicle. Thank you for watching.